What is going on, everyone? Mr. Mom Collectibles. I'm back with a very exciting 1/6 scale accessory review. This is something I've been waiting to get in ever since we've had this Hot Toys 1989 Batman 2.0. The announcement, I think, made a lot of people happy to get a second chance at it. Deadpool's happy because this is obviously the GOAT, Michael Keaton, the best Batman ever. However, when this figure was released from Hot Toys, there was definitely not that level of excitement that I feel there was. The figure overall was a great opportunity for people who have not had this Batman. They get a chance at it. However, I think some of the biggest two complaints or issues people had with this figure now were going to be, number one was the bodysuit, the quote-unquote avocado suit, the incorrect texturing on that body was just something that bewildered so many collectors and turned people off, as you can see here. That was one of the biggest issues I feel that made people end up passing on this figure in hopes that we would get a 1992, which that has happened. The other one is the actual faceplates, where the likeness there really dropped off from the original DX. Many people felt that the original DX had the best Michael Keaton likeness of the two, and this one just didn't. Now, the cowl has been retooled. That is known, that this whole cowl that you see here is brand new. It's been retooled, and the faceplates, though, for some reason, many feel the faceplates took a major drop in terms of quality. This here being the neutral is the best of the three. But even then, the likeness, like moving the camera around here, you know, the likeness just gets lost more and more as you're moving it from top to bottom, left to right. And so many collectors just felt, you know, this wasn't suitable and that it was a pretty disappointing situation. Now, that being said, you know, that's where Unreal Toys steps in. Now, Unreal Toys has been for a while making custom capes, cowls, sculpts, things like that, and he was posting progress photos on his version of an updated 1989 it's a cowl and faceplates, and I pre-ordered it like day one, and I finally got it in, and I'm so looking forward to swapping this off of my Batman 89, and we're going to take a look at that. So the packaging came fully protected, all the foam. I did do a pre-inspection prior to filming this review, so I did kind of take a look at everything to make sure there was no damages to anything. But like I said, you get the sculpt, you get swappable faceplates, and then you also get the actual adapters to put on the figure itself. So as you can see here, everything came really neatly protected with all the foam, all the cutouts and everything. Everything was housed in there perfectly. Like I said, the sculpt and everything. So we're going to take a look at all these accessories. Pretty simple, straightforward, but I want to break them all out. And like I said, we have mine came with one alternate faceplate. I know there's some that might have been more than one, but it came with like an angry look. We will take a look at that a little bit later. So it does have, mine came with just one additional faceplate, but I was okay with that because the neutral that's on the sculpt is the one that I was planning on going with. And then this is the neck adapter to actually install the sculpt. Now this is I have two of them. They are identical, so I don't know if maybe just in case you lose one or break one, you have that option as well. And then here is the main centerpiece, the crown jewel, which is the sculpt itself. It has so much foam protecting inside because this does have the PERS system. So for anyone who is not sure about that, so you have the faceplate, but I'm going to try to put it up to the camera so you guys can see. The PERS system on this is definitely different than the Hot Toys one. You can actually stick your finger up there and actually move the eyes. You don't need a tool or anything like that because the pegs inside are much longer than the Hot Toys version. So, and the eyes are very, very sensitive to move. But what's nice about the neck adapter is that when installing the head sculpt, there's no way of the neck adapter actually hitting the mechanism to move the eyes around. So this is what it looks like. We're going to pop this piece off. This is the stock one that comes with the Hot Toys figure. You have to remove this. You cannot use it. And then here are the two that I told you about. These are the ones that came with. Everything looks the same, markings, no difference in sizes. So I imagine it's just in case you break one, you have an extra, or if you want to use like on a different sculpt or something. And here's just a size comparison. Not that it makes a difference, but once again, the parts are not swappable. So they give you, Unreal Toys gives you everything you need. And swapping it over is very easy. You just put, pop the piece in. I did not hear an actual like click or anything. It just pressure fit right in nice and snug. So this isn't going anywhere. And then the cowl itself, you just slide over. I was filming this with one hand, so forgive me, but you just kind of press it on. You can see here, and then I'm just going to make subtle adjustments afterwards. But my God, this thing, it changes the complexity of the figure pretty drastically. Not only do you, for me personally, I thought the biggest issue was the face plates. And I know other people are making just face plates, like Jackson makes just the faceplate. But I also did not realize how different the cowl was. Even though Hot Toys retooled the cowl, still looking at it compared to this, there's still things that are off about it. And it's unbelievable how much this looks like Michael Keaton. Like, it's also sad because this is what Hot Toys should have given us. But I'm very thankful that there are very talented artists out there that are quick to respond and to help out those that, they want the best available. And sometimes these companies like Hot Toys and things like that, they can't perform, or for some reason we just don't get what we should, I feel. But like I said, there's always someone out there that is willing to step up and provide a service to the collectors out there. And as you can see, this is just me doing some shots of my camera, just close up. This thing is unbelievable. Sometimes with face plates and sculpts, they don't translate over so well in film. This one, though, I had a lot of fun filming and photographing because it translated exactly. Like, what you see is how it is. The skin, the paint tone I like on this, it's a little bit darker in hand than what the camera's picking it up. But just like from every angle, that's why I'm moving it around, you see Keaton. It's Keaton from every angle. Doesn't matter left, right, top, or bottom. And I'm just doing those angle tests. And you just see like the cowl. And I'll do some side-by-sides, and we'll be doing an outdoor comparison also. But I am just simply blown away by the sheer detail and the overall presence that this has, and how it just completely elevated the figure. And for those wondering, that is a Jackson custom drape cape on the figure. So I just wanted to kind of give people a better idea of what, if you got this, what it would look like if you have. Many people end up getting the Jackson cape, so that's why. But it is absolutely amazing. As you can see here, just moving the camera around, just taking a look at different angles. And it's scary, I think, how well this looks like Michael Keaton. Like I said, just, playing around with the angles of this. This is something that I had very high expectations for what this was, and it hit the expectations for me. It did personally, as a huge Keaton fan. And we're going to do, which I'm embarrassed to even do it at this point, but you'll see more side-by-sides. But this is the Hot Toys on the right, just holding it up with my hand, versus the Unreal Toys to the left. And I mean, you just see just major differences. Even with the Unreal Toys being out of focus, you can still see it. It's pretty crazy. Now, to swap out the faceplates, it's pretty simple. Like I said, I'm filming this with one hand, but you can actually stick your finger up and just pop the plate out very simply. There's a magnet right there on the cowl, and there's also a magnet in the faceplate. Strong enough to keep it in. Popping them in is very simple. This is the alternate one that I have. This is an angry look, and this is an expression that I know he's made a few times. I can remember him making this expression when he was in the alleyway and he was fighting the goons, Bob, and whatever, and he kicked everyone's ass. And then at the end, Bob's holding the knives, and he puts his finger up like, "Come on," and then he drops the knife and runs away. That's the initial first look that I have there. So it is nice that we get an alternate plate. Now, the one thing I will say is that the alternate plate is a different skin tone. It's a lighter paint application. So I don't know if that was done intentionally or whatever it is, but there is definitely a subtle difference in the paint. The neutral is a little bit darker and a little more accurate. I feel like it looks more. And for anyone wondering, I attempted to pop in the Unreal Toys faceplate on the Batman 89 2.0, and they do not fit could you pressure fit it in? Yeah, you could. But at the end of the day, the seam isn't correct. It doesn't line up right. And also, just for the sake of this exercise, you can see there, like the seam work around the brim, it just doesn't, the edge, I mean, of the jawline, it just doesn't fit. Could I have forced it in? Probably, but I don't see what that would achieve. They don't fit. So if anyone who's wondering that, to try to upgrade something, it just, in my opinion, I don't think it's worth it, but I can't control what people are going to do. And then, like I said, this is just swapping out the alternate. I'm just doing this because I have one hand. And for anyone who's wondering, I will address it as always. Yes, my nails are pink because my daughter painted them to match. And if you are a girl dad out there, you know that you do not say no to your daughter. So shout out to all the girl dads. So anyway, this is what it looks like back. And you can see it just looks, it just, it's just pretty amazing for what it is. And I think Unreal Toys delivered, they absolutely delivered. And so I'm going to do some side-by-sides of this versus the Hot Toys. I have the original DX Batman, but I do not have it in my possession. I actually shipped it out as part of a secret custom project that I am working on with another talented artist. So for the sake of this comparison, I'm going to stick the other 89 sculpt on my Batman Returns figure, just so that you guys can see, just so I'm not holding up sculpts. So just for the sake of this, just compare the sculpts. But the one thing that really was surprising to me was the profiles. When you're looking at this side by side, the biggest thing that I notice is when you actually turn them and they're looking in one direction, how different the profile is on the Hot Toys version, where it's much more like hunched over. The cowl itself is much hunched over versus the Unreal Toys being much more straight up, which, that I feel is more accurate to the way Keaton stood in the suit. He never stood hunched over. And so that's what was kind of weird about it. I always thought there was something off about it. I couldn't put my finger on it as to what it was. But when you're looking at these two, like I said, looking, standing next to each other, you can evidently tell that there is a lean, like a hunch over on the Hot Toys version. I did my best to place it as straight up as I could on the body, but there is an evident lean forward that was designed with the cowl, which I thought was very interesting. And from any footage that I've seen of Keaton, he's always much more broad, standing upright, back, head up, very straight. And so it was just very weird to see that in the Hot Toys version. And so it's very evidently different. And there was something about the Unreal Toys when I put that on the body, it just stuck out so much that I didn't know what it was. Aside from the faceplate, the overall presence of the figure just looked different. And like I said, I couldn't figure out what that was exactly. But then when I saw it next to the Hot Toys one, I figured out that's what it was, is that, the Hot Toys one is designed for some reason to be a little more hunched over, which is very peculiar to me. And then this portion, as always, with any comparisons or reviews that I do, people, I'm now kind of used to taking my stuff outside for some natural light. And so the last portion of this review is just doing some outdoor comparisons between, once again, both figures, so you can see what they look like in natural light, and then a little bit of a standalone showcasing of the figure himself. So, I mean, like I said, to wrap my thoughts up, this was not a inexpensive piece. Is something that, if you're really, really hung up on the way that it looks, it's obviously going to be probably more for like a diehard fan that really just wants the best that it is. And once again, just to be clear, I mean, this is what Hot Toys should have given us. But for the casual fan, I think they're going to be happy with what they have, especially if you've never had a Keaton Batman. But for someone, I think that, there's always that extra, you can always go extra depending on your level of passion for. And so for me, I felt once I saw the Unreal Toys sculpt in progress, I immediately knew I had to have it. And I know currently, I'll link his Instagram and everything below, so you guys can reach out to him if you are interested. He is working on other projects, some that are still Keaton related and other things. He has been teasing a 1992 Batman Returns cowl. He also has a 2022 Robert Pattinson Batman cowl. So he's working on countless projects. So like I said, I'll link his information in Instagram, his Instagram and stuff in the video description below here. So if you guys are interested, you can reach out to him. But I'll leave you guys with, like I said, this outdoor showcasing, just going over some stuff. I'll play some background music just to kind of fill. But once again, this is just kind of doing the stuff I did inside, just taking it outside so you guys can see the natural light. I think I got it at a good time when the sun was just going down. So it wasn't too sunny, wasn't too dark. I just got it at the right time during the day. So I wanted to film this. So I hope you guys really do enjoy this comparison, this review. I was really looking forward to it. I'm so glad to get it to close out one of my long-awaited pieces for 2024, and so I'm really happy this came in. And Unreal Toys, I really am so happy. Thank you so much for that, once again, for providing this quality of work to the collectors out there. And like I said, guys, drop a like on this video. Let me know what your thoughts are below, and please consider subscribing to the channel if this is in fact your first time. And until then, this is Mr. Mom Collectibles saying happy holidays. This is being filmed 2 days before Christmas, so happy holidays to everyone out there. If you celebrate, and so be safe with your families. Love you all, and I will see you guys in the next video.